40,000 cells die in your body every second. That's a staggering number. Your body replaces them, but at what cost? You lose telomeres, the protective caps on your chromosomes. Think of them as plastic tips on shoelaces, keeping your DNA safe from damage. But they get shorter every time your cells divide. You start with around 15,000 base pairs, but by age 80, you're down to just 4,000. For example, a study on twins found that the twin who worked outdoors had shorter telomeres than the twin who worked indoors, likely due to increased exposure to UV radiation. Surprisingly, research has also shown that telomeres can be lengthened through meditation and yoga, with one study finding that participants who practiced these activities had increased telomerase activity, an enzyme that helps build telomeres. As you age, your telomeres shrink, leaving your DNA vulnerable. What happens when they disappear? It's a bit like the plastic tips on your shoelaces wearing off, leaving the laces to fray. You can see how this would lead to problems. Take the case of progeria, a rare disease where telomeres shorten at an alarming rate, causing rapid aging. By understanding telomeres, you can take steps to protect them and potentially slow down the aging process. Imagine a book with fragile pages, like a rare first edition of To Kill a Mockingbird. The telomere is like a book cover, shielding the genetic material from damage. Without it, the pages get torn, and your cells can't divide anymore. It's a bit like a clock ticking away, marking the passage of time. Every time your cells divide, the telomere gets shorter. It's a natural process. You can't stop it, but you can slow it down. For instance, a study on telomere length found that people who exercise regularly, like the participants in the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, have longer telomeres than those who don't. Surprisingly, research has also shown that telomeres can actually lengthen in response to certain lifestyle changes, such as meditation and stress reduction. You might be wondering how this works. It's quite simple. When you reduce stress, your body produces fewer free radicals, which can damage your cells and accelerate telomere shortening. By making a few conscious choices, you can potentially add years to your cell's lifespan. So, what can you do to slow down this clock and keep your cells healthy? Meet the enzyme telomerase, a molecular marvel that's like a pair of scissors, cutting and pasting telomeres with precision. But what's fascinating is that it's not always active. In fact, it's usually dormant in most cells. However, in cancer cells, telomerase is hyperactive, allowing them to divide indefinitely. Take the case of Henrietta Lacks, a woman whose cancer cells have been dividing for over 70 years, with over 50 million tons of her cells being used in research. Your normal cells, on the other hand, have a built-in expiration date, a limited number of divisions before they die. It's like a counter that ticks down with each division. When it reaches zero, the cell dies, a process known as apoptosis. But cancer cells cheat, using telomerase to stay young and divide indefinitely. Surprisingly, telomerase is also found in certain stem cells, which can divide many times without becoming cancerous. This has led researchers to investigate how telomerase is regulated in these cells, in the hopes of developing new cancer treatments. You might be wondering, what if we could harness the power of telomerase to extend human lifespan? The possibilities are intriguing, and scientists are actively exploring this area of research. You have 2.4 million red blood cells per second, a staggering number that's hard to wrap your head around. They die and get replaced, a constant cycle that's essential to your survival. But amidst this chaos, your telomeres get shorter, a tiny but significant change that adds up over time. It's like a mathematical equation, where every time your cells divide, your telomeres shrink a little more. By age 100, they're almost gone, a mere fraction of their former length. What happens then? Your cells enter a state called senescence, where they stop dividing but refuse to die. They just sit there, like zombies, causing inflammation and damage to the surrounding tissue. Take, for example, the case of centenarian Jean Calment, who lived to be 122 years old. Her telomeres were likely extremely short by the time she passed away. Surprisingly, research has shown that telomere shortening can be accelerated by stress, with one study finding that women under chronic stress had telomeres that were 10 years shorter than those of their less stressed counterparts. As you can imagine, this has significant implications for our understanding of aging and age-related diseases. You're sitting on a couch, watching TV, completely unaware of the microscopic world within you. Your cells are dividing, and your telomeres are getting shorter. It's happening right now. You can't see it, but it's real. Every time you breathe, Every time you eat, your cells divide. It's a never-ending process. Take, for example, the case of Elizabeth Parrish, the CEO of BioViva, who in 2015 underwent gene therapy to lengthen her telomeres, resulting in a 9% increase in their length. But it's not all bad news. You can slow down this process. With lifestyle changes, like exercise and diet, you can give your cells a fighting chance. Did you know that a study on twins found that the twin who exercised regularly had telomeres that were, on average, 10 years younger than those of their sedentary sibling? It's surprising to think that something as simple as a 30-minute jog can have such a profound impact. By making conscious choices, you can take control of your cellular health and potentially add years to your life. So, what are you waiting for? Get up, get moving, and give your cells the best chance to thrive. You might be surprised to learn that telomeres play a crucial role in the development of aggressive cancers, like pancreatic cancer. In fact, studies have shown that pancreatic cancer cells have telomeres that are significantly shorter than normal cells, which allows them to divide rapidly and become more resistant to treatment. For example, a study published in the journal Nature found that pancreatic cancer cells with shortened telomeres were able to divide up to 20 times faster than normal cells. This is alarming, as pancreatic cancer is already one of the deadliest forms of cancer, with a 5-year survival rate of just 9% in the US. But here's a surprising fact: did you know that telomere length can also be affected by lifestyle factors, such as smoking and obesity? It's like these cells have a superpower, but we can still fight them. By understanding how telomeres contribute to cancer development, researchers can develop new treatments that target these aggressive cells. You can see how this knowledge can be a game changer in the fight against cancer. With further research, we may be able to develop more effective treatments and improve patient outcomes. You can lengthen your telomeres with a specific type of exercise, high-intensity interval training. It's like a molecular reset button. Your telomeres get longer, your cells get younger. For example, a study on athletes found that those who engaged in high-intensity interval training had longer telomeres than those who didn't, with an average increase of 3.5% in just 6 weeks. That's impressive. You can also eat foods that support telomere health, like omega-3 fatty acids. They're like a telomere vitamin. But here's the surprising part: did you know that stress can actually shorten your telomeres, and that meditation can help mitigate this effect? It's true. Chronic stress can lead to telomere shortening, which can accelerate aging. On the other hand, omega-3 rich foods like salmon, which contains around 1.8 grams of omega-3 per 3-ounce serving, can help support telomere health. So, it's not just about exercise, it's about a holistic approach to health. By combining high-intensity interval training with a balanced diet and stress-reducing activities like meditation, you can take the first steps towards longer, healthier telomeres. And that's a great start. You can slow down telomere shortening with lifestyle changes, but will it be enough? Can you really cheat death? The answer is complicated. For instance, a study on Danish cyclists found that those who cycled extensively had longer telomeres than their less active counterparts, with an average telomere length of 7.2 kilobase pairs compared to 6.8 kilobase pairs. That's a significant difference. But one thing is clear: you have the power to influence your telomeres. It's a bit like having a superpower, albeit one that requires dedication and hard work. Surprisingly, research has also shown that telomeres can actually lengthen in response to certain lifestyle interventions, a process called telomere lengthening. This is a relatively new area of study, but it's generating a lot of excitement. So, what will you do with that power? Will you use it to make small changes, like taking a daily walk or practicing mindfulness? Or will you go all in, adopting a radical new lifestyle in pursuit of longevity? The choice is yours, and it's a decision that could have a profound impact on your health and well-being. You might just find that it adds years to your life.